Welcome to the Communication Mastery Podcast with me, Mark Burlinson. We're tackling miscommunication with the power of understanding. We're growing our mastery of the foundation of teamwork and of all relationships. And so I want to ask you to help me spread the word about stronger, more effective communication by inviting some friends to listen along with you. Then discuss what you've learned and give me your feedback. What would you like to hear from us in future episodes so we can make this podcast even more effective? Thanks for joining me. Let's jump in. This week, we're going to talk about summer communication gains and losses, because the changing pace of life over the summer with vacations and schedule shifts and sometimes a more relaxed routine, but sometimes a more disrupted schedule, that can influence communication in positive ways, but also in negative ways. It's important we look at both. So let's talk first about some of the positive effects on communication that summer can bring for you. First of all, there's more availability for connection. There are school breaks, there's time off work, there may be vacation. People may have more free time, but also more mental space to engage in those meaningful conversations that will make all the difference, especially with family or friends, but also with colleagues at work. So that more availability for connection can really grow your communication game if you take advantage of it. Second positive result of the summer's change of pace is that you have opportunities for deepening relationships. You can take a vacation together. You can go on a retreat as a team. You can have maybe slower work periods that can create space for those longer, more thoughtful conversations that can make such a difference in how effective you are being. You can strengthen bonds between co-workers or friends by having those deeper connections. Deepened relationships really pay off when you get back into the pace of the fall and the business life picks up again. The third positive effect that the summer can have is that there's often greater creativity and greater flexibility in the summertime. Our minds are kind of programmed almost to think in different ways because the weather's different or the setting's different. There's that relaxed summer mindset, and it can really foster more open or spontaneous or creative dialogue in whatever area it is. And so, particularly in team settings or brainstorming sessions, the summer's a great time to unleash creativity and to take advantage of flexibility, to think outside the box and find fresh solutions. And then the fourth positive that the summer brings us is a reduced stress level, because reduced stress actually gives us better listening. Very much, I find it all the time. People, when they're stressed, find it very hard to listen because there's pressure of deadlines or there's a pressure of expectations. When you can release some of that pressure, then it's much easier to be more present and more attentive in communication. And so having a summertime of reduced stress, take advantage of that to increase your active listening. Go back and check the active listening episodes further back in the podcast archive to give you more keys on how to do that. But take advantage of that change of pace to increase your listening skills and to gain the benefit of creativity and attentiveness. Your business is a wheel with many, many spokes. From leadership and management to customer relations and marketing, communication is the hub of that wheel that causes everything else to work effectively. It makes the wheel turn when communication is working well. So oil the wheel of your business by focusing on communication IQ. Strengthen collaboration, provide exceptional customer support, boost sales performance, even facilitate effective learning. Contact me today and let's get your business moving forward faster without misunderstanding. Now let's talk for a little moment about negative effects that the summer can have on our communication, because first off, with disrupted routines or maybe even inconsistency of the summer schedule, that can make it much harder to coordinate meetings or to maintain the consistency in communication that can often make a difference. I sometimes tell my clients that consistency beats intensity every time. And so if you're encountering missed messages or delays in connecting, because of the summer's change of schedule, it's good to be aware of that and figure out what can I do to accommodate that change of schedule and to minimize the disruption to routine or to increased inconsistency. The second negative effect that the summer can have is in the whole area of assumed availability, the challenge of disengagement, if you like. Because some folks in the summer expect quick response or a constant access, while others really love to unplug and to get away. And that can lead to mismatched expectations on a team. And that can lead also to frustration. And it's important that we watch for that so that, again, we can have a conversation about it, make sure that our expectations are matching and are reasonable, so that we're not placing undue burdens on one another that would lead to lessened communication. The summer also, thirdly, brings us into a whole season of much more informality. Most of our social gatherings are, hey, just drop in when you want to, or come around at whatever time works for you, that kind of thing. There's a more casual tone over the summer, and that often comes through in our written communication as well, especially if you're in a remote or hybrid work scenario. And so when there's a more casual tone, that can sometimes lead to unclear messaging. You can lead to misunderstanding more easily, or it can lead to blurred boundaries between different projects or between work and outside of work settings. So watch out for the problems that informality can sometimes introduce. They don't have to become problems as long as you keep your attention on them to make sure that that informality is a benefit and not a disadvantage. And then the fourth negative effect that the summer can have on our communication is a lack of focus or a lack of prioritization, because it's so easy just to kick back and relax, and with your minds on travel or summer events, or even just on downtime, then people may be mentally checked out, and that can lead to communication being purely on a surface level. You don't go deep because your mind is in summer mode. Or you can be distracted. You're thinking about the next trip or the next event, the next concert or the next barbecue, rather than the project in hand. And again, it's important to realize that that is an effect of the summer that you can turn to your advantage if you recognize it. But if you leave it unnoticed, then it can cause frustration for you and for those around you. So let me ask you this: which of those things are you seeing in your summer? We're well through the summer now, but there's still plenty of it left for most of us. So drop me a line and tell me, which of those things are you seeing? Are you seeing positive effects? Are you seeing negative effects? And what is it that you're doing about that? Text me your response. There's a link in the show notes, and I'll see if I can assist you with navigating whether it's a benefit or a disadvantage to your advantage going forward into the fall. I hope this has been helpful to you. We'll see you back here next week. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. It would mean a lot to me if you'd rate and review the podcast so it helps more listeners to find us. But also, would you give me your feedback on things you'd like to hear about in future episodes? And remember to share the episode with a friend if you see something that would benefit them as well. You can reach me with feedback through my website at markburlinson.com. Just click on the contact button and send me a message. I respond to everyone personally, and I really want to hear from you. So thank you again for listening, sharing, reviewing, and giving me your feedback.